Game number 1, we are in the winner bracket of the playoffs. The HeroesHype tournament, Season 2 playoffs are finally there. Winner and loser bracket, a double elimination system. And in our game today, the semi-final of the winners bracket actually. We still have a best of 3 series on our hands. And it's the Fanclub, the former Granite Gaming squad against the Vikings. And as it stands, the Vikings today playing not only with Wubby, but with QuackNiix as well, who's currently replacing Berghult, who apparently couldn't make the entire tournament, so he had a scheduling conflict, and QuackNiix is stepping in. And I went over this in one of the previous series, but I still want to go over it again if people are asking, oh my god, the duck is back, where has he been? QuackNiix is actually focused on other competition outside of esports and has been focusing on playing paddle tennis, which is played mainly in a duo, and to my knowledge he is with his duo partner in the top 10 of the Swedish rankings right now, and he's been traveling quite a bit. He had a couple of training camps in Spain. Unfortunately nowhere near Valencia, so I couldn't meet up with him, but to my knowledge he's going to be in Spain for roughly 3 weeks soon, and then we might actually catch up a little bit. But I think they have an off-season right now, so he has focused his attention a little bit more on playing Heroes, just casually streaming a little bit, and as one of the results, he's subbing in now for the Vikings as they were in need of a player. So yeah, the duck is back and is playing with Wubby as well. It's a little bit the old Fnatic flair that we have. But of course they're going up against a tough opponent. The Fanclub in this case, with a ban against Tracer. Well, Maka on the other side, on Battlefield of Eternity. Alarak. We have Chromie and Mal'Ganis banned, one against Lauber, the other one against Chris. And there comes Li Ming. Yeah, they like to do that. Maka in general just loves to go for a first pick on Li Ming on this map for obviously valid reasons. I mean, it's a fantastic map for her. The constant poke in a stalemate situation around the objective is great. The reset mechanics. You have a lot of team fights with this being very focused into the middle of the map without that third lane. But let's see how they react overall. QuackNiix has been playing main tank in the previous games that he played for the Vikings, because obviously Berghult is main tank and he's replacing Berghult for these games. Copenhagen with the insta-Chen pick, so the backline has to be careful on the Vikings side already. We have Chris on Hanzo in here with his Pepika account. And, well, let's see how the Vikings are going to play this out. Because last time we actually saw QuackNiix on Muradin. And that seemed to me a little bit like a question of, okay, what can you actually play in terms of main tanks? And then he went into Muradin, which is a hero that we don't really see a lot in competitive heroes in Europe. So Quack definitely not quite on top of the European meta right now. Doesn't mean that Muradin is garbage in that sense, but obviously it's not necessarily the pick that you would traditionally see if Berghult was playing. Berghult more so focused on Tyrael, Johanna, and other heroes like Garrosh. But we have Blaze for Wubby, and Galne Gulnar with Malfurion. Vala gets banned. That's a hero that QuackNiix probably would really like to play, but obviously they have the damage dealers already set for this. Could see also now a ban onto supports. I mean, Rega offers a lot. So does Anna, by the way. Anna a lot more popular these days again. Rega, on the other hand, has been a favorite of Henning and can allow you to take camps and also improves your ability to take the Immortal thanks to the Lightning Shield. So that's another big one. And there's the Rega ban. So Rega gets banned out. And that means we have our next double pick. I would think that means we're... Oh, actually... I think it's most likely Anna, but there are a couple of other choices that they definitely have with that lineup right now. If it wasn't for the ban against Vala, we could have seen something crazy happen too, and we've actually seen a few Oriels lately again. Since Chen is already picked, the chances of us seeing Zarya here are rather slim. But there's ETC for Lauber, traditional pick for him, and Henning with Anna. It's sniper time for the blue team. And this is game 1. Again, best of 3 series. Once that we are in the winner bracket final or the loser bracket final, it will be a best of 5. And the grand final is a best of 7 with a 1-0 map lead for the team coming from the winner brackets. The traditional winner brackets advantage that we've seen at mid-season brawls in HTC, for example. Yep, the Heroes gaming community is still alive. On battlefield, Muradin again, and Greymane. Okay, so stun into stun, setups for Li Ming, roots on the ground, Greymane for the objective, Li Ming trying to work around it too, good damage against the Immortal, also a lot of kill potential against the opponent here. But Tai, that's now a different question here. What is Tai gonna play in this game? They could definitely do with another melee assassin trying to go deep here, and Tai has been a monster throughout this entire year. And he goes for Jaina. So they're going to get some burst damage out of this too, and especially with a nano boost, that's obviously a super powerful pick. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 1 in the best of 3 series. Let's jump in and see which team takes the lead in this semifinal in the winner bracket. Laubers Fanclub against the Vikings. It is Viking time. But on the left, the Fanclub with Henning on Anna, Chris on Hanzo. We have Tai on Jaina and Copenhagen on Chen with Lauber. Playing the cow once again. Towards the right side of the map though, the Vikings with Galne Gulnar on Malfurion, QuackNiix on Muradin, Mak on Li Ming, Gia on Greymane, and Wubby on Blaze. Alright, let's jump in and see who takes the lead here. Already the focus onto the bot lane, Chen moving to the top, Blaze is probably going to do that as well soon. Block party, also the Eye of the Tiger, and in this case we have for Blaze the Neural Stimpact, and Wubby on the Piggy as usual. I mean, honestly, if the beauty of the money pick and its sexiness and the fact that you're riding a piece of bacon is not already convincing you that the money pick is the best mount in the game, then the fact that Wubby consistently picks it should do the trick. But outside of the money pick, the one thing that's actually pretty impressive in this game is that the Fanclub didn't waste any time to get the first kill in and just absolutely wrecked Marke. I mean, Li Ming got absolutely dumpstered on here. And in the early game, kills like that normally don't really give you a big lead. It's a slight experience lead that they now have. But it's obviously taking your momentum away from you. And the Vikings are not going to be too happy about that start. So Marke can try and redeem himself right now to have a bit of an impact here later on in this one. But yep, let's check that out. Focus towards the bottom of the map, where both of the teams are looking towards the Kazuha camp. Lauber waiting for that slide, but I think with Greymane they feel pretty solid here, and Wubby is actually close. Yeah, once again, Wubby with a great rotation here. It's one of these things, like Wubby has pushed out the top lane to a big extent and then rotated down, is losing very little of this wave, actually nearly nothing, and moved down, and if a fight would have started there, he could have gone for the kill. Moves towards the top, says, okay boys, I got Jaina here too, and Chen, so make sure that you push the bot lane a little bit. And that's exactly what the Vikings are doing. So they're capitalizing on these moves. Everything in Heroes of the Storm, in theory, is a trade-off. You rotate a hero towards the top, you will have a 2 versus 1 situation that allows you to take the camp, but it also makes you weaker at the bottom of the map. And just look how massively the Vikings now capitalize on this. They have Greymane in this push, and they had the camp, so they went through the entire wall and just absolutely wrecked their opponent. And in the meantime, Wubby towards the top is losing very little here. So this trade-off didn't work out for the Fanclub at all. Their idea was to at least take the Kazuha camp. That obviously worked, but they weren't able to hold the bot lane, and that was a pretty big problem. Then again, here's the attack against Copenhagen, and the Panda goes down. Yeah, you can tell that the Vikings, they were always big eucalyptus lovers. People are always talking about their conquests and all the atrocities that the Vikings have actually pulled off. But nobody really talks about how they defended eucalyptus against the pandas all the time. And as soon as they see a panda in the game, they really want to take him down because they want to preserve the eucalyptus in the world. So whenever a panda is there, it has to be eliminated. And therefore, that big focus towards the top lane. It's the only explanation. There's no other. Charge Blast for Li Ming. Really likes to play around that. We've seen that a lot from Marke. A lot of other teams would still go into dominance here. Can be fantastic in these fights, but of course Malfurion is there for the rescue, and as we can tell, there's already the focus on objectives. Camp has been taken at the bottom of the map, and towards the top, QuackNiix zoning out Tai. Saying like, yeah boy, what you gonna do? You came in after I left the game, and I'm gonna show you what Experience is doing. Yeah, but oh my god, the kill against Malfurion as he's getting taken out. They're not stopping there. Ana falls too. Both of the supports are getting shredded in this case. Lauber also attacked. Tai is coming in to help out a little bit, but first of all, the kill against Liming once again. The counter kill against Lauber, and it's just kill for kill for kill. Greymane goes down, and this 3-4-2 trade in favor of the Fanclub is very quickly putting the Vikings into a more defensive situation right there. So there we go. Stop towards the drop. There is Copenhagen still sitting tight on his chin, nibbling away on the Immortal and the Eucalyptus alike. Attack against Hanzo. Chris on the move away. Be careful with Broccoli here. And then we have the attack against the Panda again. Level 7 is quicker for the blue team, and that's a big advantage to have in this situation. But it's time for the halftime show, and this time it's the Vikings who claim it. But Muradin is down! The duck is dead! Yeah, they wanted Chinese today, and fried duck is always delicious. So after we had already a little bit of panda meat, they go straight in to drop Muradin. Calamity is now ready for the Vikings, so maybe another kill opportunity if they can go in and drop Copenhagen on his drop bear. But not so much. On the left side, the attack is coming, with Chris getting ready for his level 4 talent. Wubby is actually the one who has to rush out here, since he was attacked heavily. But the Immortal ends up in the hands of the blue team. Kill attempts here towards the from the red team side, but that ain't happening just yet. They at least try and get those globes and steal them away from their opponent, but not working just yet. Good stacks from Muradin. 13 for him already early on in the game. Gets another one against ETC without any problem. Double at the bot lane. Tai and Copenhagen. Tai a little bit low on mana here, but they're trying to take not only the tower, but a bit more than that. Wubby is attempting to take Tai down. It's like, holy shit, Jaina is really getting wrecked here. Wubby, what the fuck? Wubby is absolutely murdering Jaina in this little attempt, and even defending the tower, as at the top the 4-man has defended against the Immortal. They have lost nothing here. They lost a bit of the wall, and that's about it, but Wubby has been dropping the bot lane heroes. I mean, what? Ah, the Whoopster. That guy has been dominant on off lanes for years and years on end for a reason. Strong performance by him here again. And he keeps everything in play. Moves down to double check what's... Actually, even goes for the Khaldor camp now that Jaina shows her face towards the top lane again. So, with this, slight lead in experience for the blue team. 5 kills against 3. But Greymane is making his way to the bottom of the map now too, ensuring that, well, Copenhagen has a bit of a problem. Here comes the stun, there comes the attack, and Copenhagen is on the run. The rest of the team rotates in to help him out, but they're obviously too late to take the camp here. So, up, there's the immediate move, but level 10 is close. And the Panda eats another Stormbolt, and that is now Stormbolt 19 for QuackNiix that collected with the target. Well, pretty solid. Another 6 and he will have his cooldown reduction, which is going to be pretty crucial. It's map 1. It's a best of 3 series, and the performance of the Vikings so far with this lineup has been very powerful. The Swedes are trying to get value. Muradin gets attacked. I gotta say, Lauber is using the face melt a little bit too early. If he slides in and he wants to interrupt Muradin on the jump, then you should hold the face melt back a little bit longer to put QuackNiix in real trouble. So far we're not really seeing that. Level 10 abilities are ready for both teams. With Heroics now, the fight's obviously going to be so much more explosive. Having Greymane with the Cursed Bullet ignored and instead go for the throw taken as his level 10 talent. Muradin is going to head into Avatar, and there's the Twilight Dream for Malfurion. Jaina could go into... Well, if she wants to control Greymane and Liming, then Water Elemental might not be a bad choice. And that's exactly what she's doing. But still the Nano boost to help her out here. And the teams are both going for it. Wubby, is he going to go for the stun? QuackNiix jumps in, wants the stun against Chris, doesn't get it. And they're moving away from it. Oh, that's a problem for Greymane. Nice Nature's Cure. Interrupt against the Mosh Pit. Nicely done by Liming. Well played. Great move And they're still trying to get the kill against the backline, but Wubby is actually in trouble and he's likely to fall here. Trying to stay alive for as long as he can, but Wubby down, Make in trouble. Lauber, on the other hand, is also low and he is getting dropped next. But the slow against Gia, who barely gets out. Tai wants to kill, but can't get it. QuackNiix still protecting the rest of the team and zoning out the opponent's backline. It's a 4 versus 4 now. Bot lane heavily attacked by the camp. Gia moves in and tries to rip those shamans apart. But the rest of the blue team is out for blood as they're looking for the Immortal to try and drop the hit points as quickly as they can. Moving in as we speak. QuackNiix towards the top. Wants a few more stacks. Sits at 22. And it's a 5 versus 5 again. The money picks are on the rise as Gia and Wubby are riding into the battle. Oink, oink. And Copenhagen still sitting at the side here. Vision is already granted. Jumping into the backline, getting stunned once, getting stunned twice. That's the combo. Chen in trouble. And the ult used as he goes for the triple panda. Wubby on the retreat, but he's incredibly low. And Wubby falls. No counter kill. QuackNiix able to jump out, but he falls a second later. The arrow of no consequence. And now the Immortal is wide open. And that's another opportunity for the Fanclub to get the halftime show. One stack away for Murden to get the cooldown reduction on auto attacks and the Pierce, but it's a dire situation for the red team. The Vikings are in trouble and they know it too. It's 8 kills against 4 and this is an easy Immortal to be claimed now by Lauber and his boys, and they will focus their attention once again towards the top lane for the Immortal, and this time the fort is gonna be doomed. There's a slight attempt to at least move through the mid lane and see if they can maybe even get a kill here and flank from the side. So far they haven't found the target. ETC, by the way, is rotating in as we speak, and QuackNiix is sitting over here waiting for the rotation. Okay, Lauber gets sniffed out. Still trying to make the play here. Lauber, Wubby, slide, damage, bunker. Stormbolt connects, quest completed. They're forcing the fight behind the Immortal and they're trying to get the kill here, but Mirrodin has to jump out. Mark is in trouble as Copenhagen went for him. And Chen gets the kill against Li Ming. There it is. 9 kills against 4, and with Mirrodin's death, the level 13 talents are now ready. Lauber even dropping the mosh pit. That wasn't even needed, but he wanted to make sure that Mirrodin falls, and with 10 kills against 4 and a level lead plus the Immortal, the Fanclub is just wrecking that top lane. They're burning through it like hot butter through cheese as they get the next kill against Gia. The dog is down, Greymane eliminated, and with a big bad wolf out of the picture, there's only so much that the Vikings can do to hold on to that keep. The keep falls, and the Fanclub retreats. Fantastic combos once again by them. Very nice coordination. They are definitely one of the top teams in the European Heroes of the Storm scene right now. And all the experience that we have for the Vikings is obviously important and impactful, but they just don't have that synergy right now that they need in order to compete with a team that has played together for this long. But still, the game isn't over, and there's always comeback potential here. 6.5 out of 10 moment would ensure that. Arrow connects with Malfurion, and that's the only one. There's again the bunker on the ground. As the attacks keep coming, they're trying to jump down to Tai, and they might even get the kill as Gia moves in. Can't get the final blow, though. He moves out, but the pandas are again a little bit too much for him to handle. Down goes Greymane. Blaze falls shortly after. And even the extra attacks against Galnagulna find the target. So now they're crushing the second fort here, and structures are falling all over the place as the Fanclub is applying more and more pressure. Try and drop the Vikings in this best of 3. The loser will fall down into the lower bracket, but obviously this is only the first game out of the best of 3 series, but the signs are not looking too promising for the Vikings, at least not so far. And Chen is really one of the big factors in this equation. He has been putting pressure onto the backline over and over again. Dropping heroes like Greymane, like Malfurion, or even Li Ming. Time after time again. The main damage then again is on the side of Hanzo with 38,000. Chris is once again just playing a fantastic game. We have Jaina with a lot of wave clear but also burst damage against heroes. And Li Ming just can't counteract that enough. Make is looking for these resets but he can't get them. And together with Greymane there's a lot of reset potential, but it's just not enough to secure them any kills. Problem for the Vikings is a level 16 talent that should be ready for the fan club soon. One of the reasons why they're focusing on at least getting the halftime show set up here. But eventually they will have to face the music. Quest, by the way, the baseline quest completed for Jaina, giving her ice block as another defensive tool. There's a bit of a defense. Blaze or Greymane, one of the two has to go down to the bot lane in order to deal with the camp here. There's another one at the top together with catapults. That's obviously an issue. We're only 14 minutes into the game, but catapults on the core are gonna hurt either way. The attack comes in again. Blizzard is already through. 16 talents are available. And the camp at the top is eventually gonna make its way over to the core. And as soon as someone is trying to defend, the fan club is gonna make their move. Or even before that, Muradin sitting at the side, trying to go for the flank. Yeah, he's not the only one. Everybody is starting to jump in. There's the attack against Ana in the back line. Mark is in trouble, but he gets the combo out, and Ana is down. But Gulnar falls too before he can enter the bunker. The attack is there against Lauber, who's also low. Ty moves in, and he gets the kill against Greymane. Nicely done by Jaina with a really cool setup. They're focusing on to Wubby, and he is about to drop as the shield on the core is falling too. Hanzo is getting dropped. Make might survive here. He's barely getting out. Even has to use his ult for it, but oh my god! Make on the run, and he barely makes it out of it. They defend against the catapult. The panda is still alive and is trying to jump away from this. QuackNiix is looking to get the kill. He has the mana, and with the help of Make, he should be able to succeed here. Wow! Stormbolt misses, so does the combo, but Calamity finally gets the kill. Yeah, can't do that with your level 7 Orb talent. Calamity it is. So 16 kills against 7 and a lead in experience, but there comes the attack to the bot lane. And this is the moment where the fan club is going to attempt to put the keep down. And that would be, this is the last structure, honestly, that we are having in this setup. Even Lauber is already sneaking around at the bot lane, trying to see if he can maybe even get a little bit more. The problem is, of course, that Chen is down, so the defense is a bit easier. I'm not sure where that arrow is headed, but it is far away from any red team hero. These are still fighting, and, well, with blue team heroes, we have Jaina eliminated. It's a little bit of mage versus mage action. Whew! Ana is down too. Yeah, that was a quick one. Ana gone within a second, and now with 16 kills to 9, they attack towards the bottom of the map, and, well, that Immortal is not going to do as much as they were hoping for. It's doing way less than it should do, because that kill against, a double kill against them was pretty fantastic. So there we go. Keep not even scratched, but it's still leading experience. And all the way to the top, more camps are being taken. This is what the fan club is known for, camp control, experience control. But the Vikings are fighting back. They are not giving up an inch on this map. They're going from camp to camp. They're trying to get their kills. They have Blaze still there. And as you can see, Wubby is waiting. He's playing this incredibly safe. Makes it very difficult for the blue team to get experience here. And it also makes it very easy and safe for Wubby to control this lane and to push it out. So he doesn't have to venture out. He's pretty much ungankable. There's no experience to be had by the fan club from these minion waves. And at the same time, Wubby has no problem to take the catapults down before any serious damage is done to the core itself. So that's exactly what they're currently doing here. Taking that down, biding their time, playing for more experience. And there's the attack against QuackNiix as he jumps out. Nice connect also from Make as he gets the combo off against Ty, dropping him on 50% HP. I gotta say, they're fighting back into this nicely. And more damage through Li Ming. And camp is now slowly taken down too. And Wubby is still controlling the entire lane towards the top, with the team now moving in towards the Shaman. And with the Immortal just being announced, you can see that both of the teams will be on level 16 talents for this fight. There's no 20. Without the experience on the top lane, there's no real chance to go on to level 20 for the fan club just yet. And it's all about the next big team fight. Because, let's be honest here for a second, if the fan club again gets a few kills and get the Immortal, it means they will have a level 20 advantage with an Immortal push over the Vikings, and I don't think even the Vikings are able to stop this. I don't think they would have an edge there. So right now, the attack again, both of them eager to get the halftime show first, and Greymane is trying to rip that Immortal apart. And the winner, so far, are the Vikings. But again, it's only the halftime show, and you need to get a lot more than that. As a camp towards the top could potentially take down the fort. Both of them again for the attack, and the blue team is aggressive. They're angry. They want to go for it. Lauber gets attacked. Lauber gets nearly dropped, but he slides out. The problem is they get the Immortal. They get the Immortal, and there's no chance to get a kill right now. They tried to get the kill against ETC, and it didn't work out. And all of a sudden, we have the Immortal taken. There's at the bottom of the map even more pressure against the keep, so that's a problem. Wave comes in, and the red team knows they have to force the fight. They know they cannot play around the Immortal any longer. They have to force the fight. The arrow gets thrown out, doesn't connect with anything, flies all the way to China, and at the bottom of the map, here comes the attack as the flank moves through. Yep. Triple Panda, nearly level 20. QuackNiix is dropping the avatar as they're trying to take him down, and Muradin just disappears. They're kicking the dwarf's ass just as the Immortal makes the play for the keep. It falls, and they are looking for the Cortex. There's already the tour bus into 3, and the easy peasy kill against Li Ming as she falls. Malfurion gets dropped, and they're not stopping there. Well, Gia wants to at least get Ana, and he does, but the core is falling as we speak. Jaina goes down. Can they hold this? I don't really think so. No. Not with Chris there, not with Copenhagen, not with the Immortal. This is game. The Fanclub, they take the lead in the best of 3 series here in this winner bracket semi-final. GG, and well played. Game number 2, Infernal Shrines is the second map, and the Fanclub goes up against the Vikings. QuackNiix and Wubby, together with Marke on the red team, not able to take the lead in the first series. The Fanclub has been dominant for a majority of this year, together with Washed Up, probably the 2 top teams that we have in the European scene right now. And as we head into game 2 of this best of 3 series in the semi-final of the playoffs, we'll find out if we're going to see a third map between those bad boys or not. Now, since the question usually pops up, once again a quick reminder, the winner bracket final and the loser bracket final will both be best of 5s, and the grand final is another best of 7 series with a winner bracket advantage. Quick bans against Vala and Zeratul, so the tie respect ban is still true. And unfortunately for us, Vala isn't going to be part of this game either. Great hero for Infernal Shrines thanks to the multi-shoot value that you can get. And what else are we going to see as a ban? For me, the question is Mephisto going to be banned again against Marke? But that's obviously something for the blue team to decide. Against the Fanclub, we have Mal'Ganis taken away. It's not only ETC that Lauber plays a lot, but also Mal'Ganis himself. And yes, there it is. The Mephisto ban! They're still holding true to that. And it's first come, first serve time. Hanzo! Yeah, Gia locks him down. And we could see an early Rhaegar here. Could be honestly something along the lines of Rhaegar, maybe even together with an ETC, if Lauber really wants to get into that early on. Johanna, obviously also really powerful in the map if you're playing around the wave clear. That's where Rhaegar has also a huge role to play. But ETC is always an option for the Fanclub. Blaze, first of all. Okay. Yeah, Lauber playing the Blaze main tanker apparently again. It's something that he has done a lot on this map. Ooh, and with Leo, they have a shit ton of wave clear already. Yeah, Leo and Blaze taken immediately. Now that also removes the option of Wubby going into Blaze again, but that is this main tank Blaze style that Lauber has started to play a lot on this very specific map, on Infernal Shrines. The position on the shrine itself, plus the added wave clear that you add to the mix, is making it possible. Ana and Jaina, so a nano... Ooh, QuackNiix actually on Jaina. Ooh, we might actually see a switch. Now, they could still change this up, but there's a chance that we're seeing QuackNiix on damage now. They played QuackNiix on the tank, and I said previously that Quack would obviously prefer to be in a damage role. But let's see if that happens. And if so, who takes over the main tank? It could be Wubby and Marke on a side laner. But we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Malthael gets banned out against this lineup. And in terms of bans, I mean, you could get rid of Rhaegar if you want to do that. That leaves Malfurion, who is still very powerful in this lineup. But you get rid of some of that AoE that Rhaegar brings to the table for camp control and also the shrine control, which is quite important. And Tracer. Alright. Don't want to go up against Tai here. A lot of respect bans against Tai. Zeratul banned out, Tracer banned out. Tai obviously successful on both. And we still have a lot of mages that Tai really likes to play here. He has played also a couple of melee heroes. We could see another melee hero as well. Chris has also played a couple of Sergeant Hammer games in his time. So did Tai, so they could still go into the Sergeant, even though I think they're going to go down a different path. Junkrat is still up. Rhaegar first of all picked, since he wasn't banned out. Sylvanas logged in, interestingly enough, by Tai actually, and not by Chris, who's usually the Sylvanas player for them. So that's an interesting twist. Still, swap round is coming up, so they could always switch that around, but if that's the case or not, we are going to find out soon. Wubby and Marke are going to reveal how we're going to deal with the front line, since we haven't a single melee hero played, neither the offlane nor the main tank. And Johanna is interestingly enough also still up. Usually on this map she is a much earlier pick, but it's ETC for Marke. And Wubby on Urel. Okay, seems like Jaina is played by QuackNiix. They're shifting it around here. And the final pick for Chris, as we jump into the last pick for the blue team, for the fan club, before we head into potentially even the final map of the series. Depends a bit on the performance here. It's awesome, by the way, to see Yuppie on Urel again. It's absolutely great. It's straight in for the gold. And Chris on the bird. Alright, it's bird time. The global for them. And ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 in the best of 3 series between the fan club and the Vikings. Game number 2, Infernal Shrines, and we head straight in. Henning on the support for the fan club, as they have their 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series on Rhaegar. Copenhagen on Leoric, Lauber on the main tank Blaze. We have Tai on Falstad and Chris on Sylvanas. That's a little bit more like it. So as mentioned in the draft already, normally when they play Sylvanas, Chris is the one to pick the hero. So yep, they swapped it over and are now in the traditional role again. On the right side, Galne Gulnar on Anna, QuackNiix on the damage with Jaina. We have Gia on Hanzo, Wubby on Urel, and Marke on ETC right there. Okay, the Whoopster on Urel once again. We have Blaze with a new habit, so looking at the Unstoppable here that he really wants. Towards the top, Leo is already making his way with the Sopa towards the top lane. I mean, he goes where there's the most dirt, and that's currently happening topside. Immediate focus onto Lauber. Nice jet propulsion. That was the only window that he had. I mean, they were trying to cut off every single path of retreat that he had available to himself, and he nearly got the kill. But Lauber was able to find the small gap here. And the Vikings are hunting. They're looking straight in for the next kill against Tai. In this case, they can't get him. But damn, that was a quick one. Towards the top, Wubby also getting focused here, and the Space Goat wants to jump out and can jump away without any problem. But it's a lot of aggression in the early game, I gotta say. There's a lot of rotations, a lot of aggression from the teams. We're a minute into it, so it means that the mercenary camps are now ready, and immediately the Vikings are focusing on their own Khazra camp on the right side. So Tai is playing it incredibly safe, since he knows something is a bit off here. He doesn't know where anybody is, so he doesn't want to go too far out. Has a bit of stutter stepping, which allows him to also juke out Gia's damage. And at this point, you have the attack on the left side. So both of them with at least one camp taken. Jet propulsion misses, and they try to make the play for Marke again. Lauber is already looking towards the bot lane, and with them playing the Blaze main tank, Leoric side laner, they have on the Shrine an incredible amount of wave clear. It's one of the main reasons really why we see Blaze sometimes as a main tank. It's pretty much never happening on any other map, but on this map where wave clear is just so important for the objective as well, and sustain too, it is an option, and Lauber is one of the few players that occasionally specs into it. Anna again with the same build that we've seen ever since the last patch dropped and the supports got changed and mostly buffed. We're now looking at Overdose after the Slumber Shells. Level 4 ability. We've also dropped Needle Peasants again as Leo starting to dominate the plebeians on lane here. And the Duck with Frost Shards. Fingers of Frost. Let's see. Actually, it's interesting to me that Junkrat wasn't picked. In previous matches, we've seen a lot of Junkrat picks, and for good reason. The hero was already strong after the rework, and then Blizzard decided that they wanted to buff him a bit more even. So that was an interesting touch. Now we have top lane aggression with Tai guarding the camp. Ragnaros spray is already on point. Not a hero we see a whole lot, but at least in spirit he's with us. Now the global allows them to push out the top lane maybe even a little bit more, but they're more interested in the first objective. That's why Falstad is already going down to the bottom. And especially with Sylvanas, there's a chance that if they win it, they can do a whole lot here. Wubby immediately with a pushback against Leo, but if Copenhagen dies, that's not a big loss. Leo is going to be back in a couple of seconds in this shrine. So now we have 12 against 12 points on the objective, but again, Leo is going to make his reappearance happen in just a few seconds. Top lane value thanks to the camp here at the bottom of the map. As Leo starting to move straight in again with a quick drain against Wubby. Mark is low too. They have a slight lead. Wubby jumps out. And Chris is not following up on it just yet. Doesn't want to jump into the tower range, but they have taken the lead again on the objective. And now the Fanclub with a good chance to secure this here. Another one missing. They get it. They get the Punisher. And with the help of Sylvanas, they could try and get the fort now. So they're starting to move straight down to the bottom of the map to make his play here. Leo is the only one rotating away from it, as did Urel. Level 7 talents. Slightly faster for them. Towers disabled. There's the boomerang. And in addition to that, we see the cleanse and the willing vessel. So now an opportunity to not only take the fountain, but drop the entire thing. Wubby, on the other hand, comes back. That's a 5 versus 4 for now. Alright, jumps in. And Lauber already on the retreat. But the fort is still getting attacked. I mean, again, that is an early Punisher that we see, so it's not going to get too much. But they are dropping a lot here. 50% on the fort and the fountain, the entire wall. That's solid value in a game between two strong teams. Would love to have gone for a bit more there, but that might still happen. Camps are up again, and that means that both teams will focus to get some additional experience through the camp control. But it's a single kill that we've seen so far. That was a kill against Leoric. Now again, dropping Leo in the early game in the Shrine fight is not always just so beneficial, because it's just back so quickly with death timers low and him respawning on site. Once that heroic ability is out, you always have to be careful if you want to sacrifice one of those 4 Leos, since again, he's coming back within a jiffy. Now we have 16 stacks actually for ETC. That's a whole lot. For Progrock this early in the game, 5.5 minutes to only miss 4 globes, that's pretty incredible. And Marke will have that ready for the next fight for sure. Like, no problem whatsoever. Top side, Wubby and Copenhagen are still duking it out. But at the bottom of the map, the commitment of the Vikings on the camp is noticeable. The blue team is starting to move in for it, but with Marke and his face melt, he should be able to buy enough time to grab it. And the blue team doesn't even make the play. Doesn't even try and go in for it, but as you can see, with all the camps and Marke always present, that's a single stack away from him completing his quest. And this is going to happen right here. So he moves in and says, thank you very much. Progrock completed, and that was important. But level 10 abilities are yellow. Half a level missing for the team in red. There's the arrow, tomb, bunker, ancestral, and the mighty gust. Okay, so with this, we have still the camps taken. Also about quest completion, we actually see the new habits completed too. So Lauber is looking at his unstoppable frames now. He has the move towards the bot lane, as expected. I mean, let's be honest here. 50% on the fort, obviously, with Sylvanas. Eventually they would move in. And now they already sniffed out that the red team was busy at the top trying to take the shaman camp. And with this, they had an easy opportunity to move to the bottom, take the fort, and get at least some catapult control and an advantage in passive experience in the game. Their own camp just coming back now. It's something that they can claim and will soon. Global for Tai. Very safe play by him. Needs to. Obviously needs to. There's going to be a lot of aggression against him and needs to be careful about it. This time, by the way, with the Nano Boost, we also see the Ring of Frost. With Mosh Pit and Arrow, there's a lot of wombo potential here. Arrow into Mosh Pit, into a Nano Boosted Ring of Frost. And there's the Nano Boost already. Maybe a little bit premature. Yeah, QuackNiix gets it really early and they can't connect it. They were hoping to get a setup, but the problem is that now this is a big heroic that is missing during the fight. And nothing was sacrificed by the Fanclub. So that's a big win for them. That's a big one right there. So, all ready. Here we go. Arrow is nearly perfect and saves ETC. And that Ring of Frost didn't connect with much, but Lauber had to drop the bunker here to now have the position on the shrine. ETC still has his own mosh pit, but in we go. We have the little setup with Mighty Gust still being available here. Wubby jumps in from the side, trying to get some damage through and also push them out of position. But the attack is coming in again. Lauber looking for an opportunity. Once again, the jump by Wubby. He needs to be careful. Still has the ult up and is using it in just a second. Sylvanas is down. The Ancestral not good enough. Down she goes as Jaina goes for the kill. And the 5 versus 4 now in favor of the Vikings as the red team is trying to fight back here to force the 3rd game of the series. 2 kills against 0 already. And there's the mosh pit and it is fantastic. They get the mosh pit. The Ancestral keeps him alive a bit longer. Lauber trying to dance back here. They nearly get the kill against Macke, but they don't quite. Wubby with the ult late, but just in time, and they take the Punisher. Nicely done. Well played here. Good reaction also from Rhaegar with a fantastic Ancestral Wrath. The earlier one didn't go through, went onto the short cooldown, but he was able to save at least Lauber. Save Blaze. Nice bait onto the Punisher. It starts to move in. And actually at the top, this one nearly fell. I mean, it's incredibly low and will be taken eventually. So that's actually pretty impressive for them. Falstad is sitting right here at the side and was thinking about waiting for the Mighty Gust to push them in, but didn't. And with the Immortal gone, or well, the Punisher gone, guys, we are going to look at a situation where this fort might still be in play while they move towards the top to drop the 2nd fort of their opponent. It's 12 against 12 and 2 kills against 0, but the lead in experience goes to the Fanclub. They're slightly ahead right now. Huge deal is the minion, is the mercenary experience, and they're going straight on to the next one right here. Starting to drop this. 13 talents ready. Ominous Wraith, Earth Shields, Flow Rider, and the Remorseless. Yeah, and Falstad had to use the Mighty Gust. Needed to get them out of there. There's always aggression from the red team. I like the aggressiveness from the Vikings. They're always looking for an opportunity. And talking opportunities, Copenhagen sees one at the top lane as he's trying to take the fort down. Likely the one in the middle is also going to fall. But a 1-for-1 trade, considering that the objective was taken by the Vikings, is something that the Fanclub is not going to mind here. And they're actually even moving in with Copenhagen to try and see if they can maybe get a flank off. Flank is already in, he's buying his time. Goes in, and where's the Entomb when you need it? Tries to make the play down to the bottom. Gia's jumping out. There's the Ring of Frost, doesn't connect with anything as QuackNiix already has a nano boost on him. He's trying to get the setup against Lauber, but there's the stun, there's the Entomb, and the bunker. Good arrow from Gia, saving QuackNiix for now, but Jaina might still die. It's Gulnar on Anna. Keeps the Frost Lady in play. Well done here. That was a close call. It was a really nice setup and a good lockdown against Jaina, but it was just a bit too tough to get the damage in against her. And especially with the arrow of Hanzo slowing down the onslaught of the Fanclub. That was a good play there. Incredible close game so far. As structural position is better. Again, as so often for the Fanclub. But still... Here we have another stun attempt. Hanzo this time in a bit of trouble. Leo comes in again. Oh, the Mighty Gust tie with the play, and QuackNiix is again saved by Anna. The duck not dead, but Urel goes down. The goat falls and ETC slides just as the Entomb comes down. Nearly caught by it. But again, the Fanclub in the lead. They have the 1-level lead over their opponent, despite everything that the Vikings accomplished in this game so far. And they're looking for the next kill. Lauber gets the Ancestral, the better safe than sorry play from Rhaegar. Henning not taking any risks. Yeah, and QuackNiix still looking to see if he can maybe get some damage in. Gulnar with the sleep dart, but it doesn't connect. Would have been a great setup for Jaina. Can't get it. But damn. Obviously, the blue team wants a 2-0 victory now against the Vikings to move on to the winner bracket final. But the Vikings are not really eager to drop down into that loser bracket either. They won game 3 and they are starting to find their rhythm. They play a lot better already in this series than they did in the previous one, even though they were victorious there. So now with a double camp at the top, I gotta admit that this is a lot of pressure against the Vikings keep, so it's great for the Fanclub the longer this fight lasts over objective number 3. But the fight, there's the Entomb, there's the Gust, there's the Isolation, and the kill against ETC. Again, the Ring of Fail as QuackNiix doesn't connect it with anything, and there's a double camp towards the top now with a catapult. That wall is falling and they have to give up this Punisher. Urel is on the way as they realize that they're going to lose the keep if they don't take care of this. They have to react to it. And with one hero dead, they just can't go for the objective any longer. And it was definitely the right choice to be made, especially with level 16 in the hands of the fan club. They get the objective, they get everything here pretty much. Camps are not taken all over the place too. Will of the Forsaken has been claimed, there's the Airy Gust. It's a tough one now. There's even pressure in the mid lane. Now the only question is really how much can the fan club get out of this push now? They have Sylvanas, I have to highlight it again. She can empower this push even more. Can they get the keep? That's the one thing that's on the line here. The keep. Can you go through that? It's 13, 14 minutes into the game. There's definitely a big opportunity, but the Vikings will have level 16 in another moment. And that's going to be pretty important for the defense here. They get the lockdown against QuackNiix, the Gust for the isolation, and Jaina is down. Jaina gets wrecked. There's the mace to the face as Leo seals the deal with another big swing, and they go straight in for the keep, and this should seal it right here, right now. The keep is going to fall. Continuous catapult pressure on the bot lane will be the result of this push, and maybe even a little bit more. Top lane gets pressured. Mid lane, thanks to the camp that was claimed just before this push, is also under attack. A Ford's on the line there, but it looks like ETC might not even make it out. He barely escapes, but the core is under attack. The blue team, they smell blood in the water as they're looking towards the core, trying to take it down. The shield's gone, and the attack is coming. Lauber with another jet propulsion, but the red team's fighting back right now. 5 versus 5, once again. 16 versus 16. Wubby on the retreat, and Marcus slides in as they're trying to set up a kill here. Shia also slowed. Wubby coming in from the side, trying to see if he can maybe slow them down a little bit. In the mid lane, ooh, the arrow connecting with Falstad, but in the mid lane, the fort is about to fall. Wubby with a self-heal. Once again, they're starting to come in. 83% on the course. That's taking a lot of damage. Here comes Urel. The Space Goat is in. The mighty Gust saves the blue team. And the core is still losing hit points. 78% right now. Mid lane, similar situation. Fort is nearly getting dropped. And all the way to the top. Yep, that keep is taking damage too. There's actually still one Khaldor down here that is wreaking a little bit of havoc. But as you can tell, in the middle of the map, this one is going to be a goner soon. And towards the top, Hanzo is finally taking the catapult down. But yeah, it's rough. 3 kills against 2. It's a close game, but it's still a game where, at the end of the day, the fan club just does so much better when it comes to objectives and structures. From a kill perspective, not a big difference. It's a very tactical game that we're seeing here, but it is really the structural advantage and the macro game where the fan club absolutely excels right now. And look at Falstad. The global player is already trying to push this back. Never tired to drop the Ragnaros spray here. Die, insect. We need voice sprays. Something like that. A little bit of a loudspeaker thing that just always announces what you want to tell your opponent here. A little bit of a banter. And, well, obviously what the blue team wants is 20. Another advantage, another potential play they can use against their opponent in the next fight in order to win this series with a 2-0 victory. Wubby and QuackNiix, together with Marke, together with Gia and Gulnar, they're still looking for chances to come back into this. It's not over until the fat lady sings, but she's already taking a deep breath. Got Lauber at the top. It's already getting pinged, yeah, they're trying to rotate in. And they're actually starting to move in even from behind. They want to make sure that they can set up a kill against him. That doesn't work, but all of a sudden they find Tai, and the bird explodes. 1 second the bird was there, and the next second he is a plain Kentucky Fried Chicken. So now already Pepika, aka Chris, at the bot lane has to retreat, and guys, all of this couldn't have come at a better moment for the red team. Just as the objective gets announced, that's a 30-second window that they will have before the bird is back when the objective is up. Staggered kill against Leo would be the dream. Chris coming in from behind then again, and Chris making the big plays. Nearly getting a kill against Gia. Holy shit, calm down, bro. Sylvanas absolutely crushing it. And Wubby absolutely unimpressed, is already saying, boys, let's go for the objective. We have to take this. The bird is the word soon coming back, and then with the fly he can come in. and just wreck us here. 20 stacks for them. They're getting a little bit more. Level 20 on the other side is ready, which means buried alive on the side of Leon, the fortified bunker. The bird is back in just another second. We are on 31, 34. They're going to grab it. They're going to take the objective, and they have to. They can't lose the objective here. The defense against the catapults down at the bottom of the map as QuackNiix is making sure that there is no pressure against the core, and the Mighty Gus is taken too. Wubby slowing this down. They want experience. They want to make sure that they take this as late as possible, and that's exactly what they do. And the Whoopster is on the run. Whoopster is on the run, and he might have miscalculated a little bit here. Oh my god, Wubby. Nice jukes by him. The Entomb actually misses. It doesn't silence him, and that's why Wubby is most likely going to get away. If the Buried Alive connects with Wubby properly, he's going to be silenced, can't use his ult, and is likely going to fall here. But it's not happening. Now we're having an attack in the middle of the map with the objective, the Punisher, going for the keep. But Wubby survives. Juked out the initial damage and the reveal attempt by Blaze, and then dodges out on the Entomb. Silence doesn't connect, and he's able to move out. The entire team ganked up for him, and he just didn't care. QuackNiix nearly has his baseline completed, which would finally give him the ice block that he desperately needs in these fights. Especially, of course, against everything that Leo is currently using against him. But they need level 20 first of all. And here comes Copenhagen again. Jet propulsion doesn't connect. Copenhagen therefore can't connect the Entomb either, as he has his ult up again. Top lane, that's a big problem. Someone needs to deal with that, and quickly. And ETC seems to be the one that they send out for it. Hasn't taken his level 20 yet, but they can't lose another keep. They really have to be careful about this. One keep alone down is already a problem as it stands, since any objective that you fight over, you will have to deal with lanes that pressure against you too. Now after the nano boost on 10, we have the nano infusion. QuackNiix with the Ice Blink, a little bit more safety on his end. And the Bullseye with the Seraphim for Urel. The game's not over yet. It's 3 kills against 3. And again, structural position, better for the Fanclub. But you win one fight here and you're back in the game. That's all that they need, and they're going to try and do that. The Vikings are on 78% on their core, but they're still looking for opportunities to come back into this. 38,000 damage on Hanzo. Camps all over the place. The next objective is spawning topside though. That's a good lane. That's actually, well, mid lane would be a little bit better for the Vikings because the opponent doesn't have a fort in the mid lane any longer, and therefore they don't have a fountain there either. The problem, of course, is that with the objective spawning at the top, there's still a fountain to be pre-tapped on for the Fanclub. But the advantage is that it's the lane where your keep is kind of low, so you will be able to protect this even if your opponent takes a camp. There's a couple of disadvantages. I highlighted one, but there's another one. The bot lane is far away, and that's an issue since this is obviously the lane where you could get wrecked from the catapults. This is a different problem though. Maka, oh my god, he barely makes it out of there. Yeah, that Entomb was pretty fantastic, and the Mighty Gust after it was also not too bad. But they're trying to make the play now for Sylvanas, and with the Willows of Forsaken, he barely gets away, but the fight is not over by any means. Maka gets attacked once again. They're focusing on ETC. They're keeping him in play. The Ancestral gets thrown out. Big fight between the two teams, and so far, not a single victim here. Nano Boost is still available, and so is the Ring of Frost, and the objective is announced. But they need to deal with the bot lane. Triple Catapult can't allow for that. Ooh, there's a camp that they want. There's a camp, and Maka is living a dangerous life. Catapults are all down. That's the important part. Towards the top, there's a Shaman taken too. And they're going to push this one out as well. Gia easily drops it. But damn, this game is so incredibly close. It's only 6 kills. We're 22 minutes in. HGC style. 6 kills, 22 minutes into the game. Falstad using the global. The macro aspect is there. They're trying to escort it in, and oh my fucking god. Blaze goes down topside. Blaze is down, and all of a sudden Wubby is taking the lead for them. Falstad is making a bit of a play towards the bottom core, is trying to play this out, and Hanzo is moving back now in order to deal with this. But up at the top, this means that we're looking at a 4 versus 3, and Wubby has already taken a big lead for the team. 21 for him. Hanzo is chasing the bird away. He's dealing with the catapult at the bottom of the map and all the way up to the top. Falstad could try and fly in here, but it looks like we're going to see another objective claimed by the Vikings. The Vikings, they're going to claim another one. They're going to push through the fort. The question is simply how much damage can they get. And let's not forget, there's always a chance of a backdoor. With Falstad, Fortified Bunker, and the Mighty Gust, you could always try to backdoor this. Yeah, but top side, there we have it. Punisher's coming in. Hansa's holding it at the bottom of the map. Falstad is still the only one there, and you can tell on the minimap how the red team is playing. It's incredibly passive, because they have no vision. They don't know where the opponent is. So they always need to have a chance to move back. That's what they're currently gonna try. 4 kills against 3. Yes, the Punisher is moving in, and it's a late game one. And everybody is still hiding. Playing with vision, that's what the Fanclub is doing. Don't show. Bait it in before the team is there, and now that they have vision, everybody is on the move. Hanzo with the arrow, long distance, and it gets dodged in the last second by jet propulsion. The ring of fail doesn't connect with anything, it zones them out, but here comes the Ancestral. Wubby with the old wind tunnels getting used, but can they get the keep? They might be able to. Keep is maybe gonna fall here. They're jumping in for the kill, and they actually get it against Dragon. Crest is down too. The Vikings mercilessly crushing through their opponent in maybe the final fight of this game. And Wubby is playing Heroes of a Storm whack-a-mole, jumping onto one hero of another, flattening them like pancakes. The Space Goat, he's back on one of his favorite heroes, and he's just absolutely crushing the opponents. The Vikings against the Fanclub, and they are about to take it. Anna goes down, the core attack, a 2 versus 4, and it looks like the Vikings have done it. They're trying to turn it, double catapult, triple catapult, wrecking the core on the right team side, but it is over. It's a tie, and the Vikings force game number 3. I don't know what to say, guys. Game 3, and it's gonna be epic. The Catapult's about to finish the game, but the Vikings were a little bit faster. Wubby playing hero whack-a-mole, just flattening everyone on the opponent's side, jumping from face to face to take them down here. Great second game. Fantastic series so far. And that's exactly what we need. And I have to highlight again what an accomplishment that is. Now, please don't misunderstand. Obviously, the players on the side of the Vikings are all fantastic. We've seen a lot of Gia, we've seen a lot of Galne Gulnar, even though they haven't really played a big role in the HEC times there. But QuackNiix, Wubby, Mark are very experienced players. But Wubby isn't nearly playing as much anymore as he did in the past. He's not playing as much as the Fanclub. The same is true for QuackNiix, who just now started to play Heroes a little bit again. And the Fanclub has been incredible over the entire years. These guys as a team are just insanely strong. They're doing so well. So it's a huge accomplishment for the Vikings to just play together this well right now and get that win in. So a huge accomplishment for them, and for the Fanclub it just shows once more that they can't underestimate an opponent that has so much experience in competitive Heroes of the Storm in particular over the course of time. Now this is game 3. Alterac passes the big map. Could see a lot of globals. Abathur becomes an option here, especially since he hasn't been banned out by either one of the teams. Ooh. And Chris with an insta-pick into Falstad. Falstad taken right away. That's actually pretty incredible. I was talking about globals being a big option here, but I didn't expect Falstad to be picked first. How much more do they spec into this? And with a bird taken, how do the Vikings react to this now? Also, their play with QuackNiix on the damage kind of worked, but the question is, are they going to do that again? Junkrat is taken immediately, and we're seeing Blaze on Blaze by Wubby. Last time Blaze was taken away by Lauber. This time apparently they don't want to risk it, so they take him in the first rotation. And the big question, who's going to play the main tank for the Vikings? Is it going to be QuackNiix? Or is Market just saying, okay, I'm going to take that spot again? There's Anna and there's Jaina. I've seen this draft somewhere before. And in case you're wondering, yes, it was by the opponent on the last map. On map number 2. At least that part of the draft. So, let's see. Right now, the bans. The question, one of the questions is Abathur a concern for any of these players? Could still be picked here. Could still be banned. Garrosh gets taken out, okay. And now, of course, what's the Fanclub going to do? there's still so much that could be claimed here. I'm not really sure if Abertha is really a concern at this point. So far, the draft that the two teams are playing are just moving away from him a little bit. If you pick him on the side of the fan club, then you have a really weak front line at your disposal. So I don't really think that's going to happen anytime soon. If anything, then the Vikings might be able to pick him up, but I really don't think that they would do that with the draft that they have so far. Now, Rhaegar gets banned out, leaving us with a potential Malfurion pick here still. There's obviously a bit more to be considered than only those two, but still, Malfurion would still be a solid choice. Depends a bit on what else they are picking here. Blaze already can provide the jet propulsion into Malfurion route if they're going down that path. We have Nature's Cure also to at least cleanse out a few things. There's Muradin. Apparently QuackNiix again on the front line, and they're playing Li Ming. So Muck on Li Ming, Muradin by QuackNiix. They go again into Muradin. Every time that QuackNiix so far has played on the front line, they went into Muradin. The third time now. And well, the last two picks for the fan club. They still have a lot of strong heroes here. I mean, ETC was banned out, obviously, but you can still go into Diablo, Melgan. There's a lot of frontline bans, actually. I mean, Dibbles is still up, and you can play Tyrael if you want to. There's a lot more to consider, but it's actually incredible how many frontliners were banned out in this game. Oh my god, they go into the newly changed Varian. Varian main tank with Anna and Jaina. Burst damage right here, and Leo gets picked by Copenhagen. Taunt Varian was actually buffed because the plebs in Gold League apparently still didn't understand that Taunt was the way to go. And now we have Varian actually taken the main tank position for the fan club. With a sniper composition. This is going to be fun. And Khaldor with Anduin. Game number 3, the final map, ladies and gentlemen, as we're heading into Alterac Pass, the last map of the best of 3 series. Time for Alterac Pass, time for the third map. On the left side for the fan club, Henning on Anna, Copenhagen on Leoric. We have Chris on Falstad, Lauber on Varian, and Tai on Jaina. So again, burst damage. You get the taunt in with Varian. Jaina's burst damage is right behind it. And especially with the potential nano boost from Li Ming later on, or even just a sleeping dart to set this entire setup up, you have a great possibility to get heroes annihilated very, very quickly. Then again on the right side, Maka playing Li Ming, Blaze played by Wubby, QuackNiix on Muradin, Khaldor on Anduin, and Gia on Junkrat. Alright, bit of a different setup than we usually see, but it's pretty cool to see that the fan club is actually willing to go into such a sniper composition and rolling the dice a little bit on Varian. As I said, buffed in the last patch in such an important game. There were other tanks that they could have taken, but they're saying, nope, we're going to risk this here. And we're going to play with him. And Varian again, he is now in a spot where he has overpower on level 1. Obviously, with a taunt on level 4, he can get a lot of momentum for his team if that setup leads to a kill. And that is exactly what the Jaina follow-up is going to be for. So after level 4, the heroes on the red team side have to be a little bit careful. But we also have to highlight the Anduin choice, because that was the last pick. They left the support open to see if they need a cleanse, how they can react to that. And Khaldor didn't hesitate. He saw Varian and he said, alright, let's go, let's play with Anduin. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to destroy those plays as much as they can. Renew on level 1 for him. Already a bit of an attack up at the top. But Lauber gets pushed away as Gia is not hesitating for just 1 second. What they're doing here. Haha! Chris! Good reaction. Well played by him. Wubby was trying to get the jet connected, but not quite. Chris has to be careful against Wubby, and obviously, having gone up against him in HGC many, many times, he knows exactly how to do that or what to expect here. So cams are claimed on both sides for now. What we also see at this point is still the sleeping dart build. I've been highlighting this a few times for Anna. Cam's already colliding in the middle of the map, and Tai gets his wave clear out. Mark is looking to connect some combos. He went on level 1 straight into Power Hungry, as usual. And they have to be a bit careful of, especially Gia. Good setup here. QuackNiix is obviously eager to complete his quest as quickly as he can. Already has the 5 stacks on his level 1. Seeker stacks, or Charge Blast. Which is pretty normal actually for Marke. Really loves to play around that. Takes it most of the time. Neil Peasants on level 4. The bottom of the map, Chris is still suffering some damage. And well, there we go. Yeah, Taunt, again, picked obviously the only real choice if you're playing in any competitive setup at all. It's one of the things that really just showed me again how bad the general game knowledge on most levels is in this game. The first thing that happened when Taunt was buffed, and again, for variant, Taunt has always been the choice, the perfect the perfect setup for any burst damage dealer. In any halfway competitive game, no matter where you played, if it's an amateur league game or if it's HGC or anything else. But the first thing that actually happened when Blizzard made the changes there was actually a big discussion on a lot of social media platforms where people have basically argued, finally they buffed Taunt, maybe now it's viable, and that's such a facepalm moment, honestly. I kind of hurt my head a little bit when I bashed my face into the wall several times when I read bullshit like that, because if you don't even understand how strong Taunt was even before this and think that other talents have been superior, then it just showcases how bad the game knowledge of most of the players in Heroes of the Storm is. And what a piss poor job Blizzard did in order to teach players how to play the game. I mean, there's obviously a lot of fun value in talents like Smash and also the meme blades that you can execute in brawls that you have in Quick Match, but if people don't even understand that in a halfway coordinated game, nothing ever beat Taunt as the talent choice for variant, then this is just a pretty big indicator of how much Blizzard failed in order to educate people in this game about strategy and how little professional players in HGC and anywhere else have actually been watched. So it's a pretty sad statement about the state of the game, or at least the state of the community on the lower levels that were not interested in these gameplays. But as it stands, the talent has been buffed even more, and that gives us opportunities like this one for the blue team to see if they can maybe bring the damage through. And we have actually seen in HGC even a couple of variant plays in the days of old, but back then it was oftentimes with Greymane with the Cursed Bullet set up, or even Liming behind it, and the idea was still the same. You use variant as the setup with Taunt, and then you blow the opponent to pieces. Counters against this? Obviously, cleanse to an extent if you can use it. The support has to be on point, but in this case, ooh, QuackNiix gets actually attacked here immediately. Already Taunt playing a bit of a role here. On level 7, we have the Victory Rush played. Falstad flying in deep. The fight for the first cap, but the objective is nearly in the hands of the Fanclub right now. Once more, they're starting to jump in. And, well, there we have it. But yeah, the idea behind a variant pick is pretty much always the same. You've seen it in HGC, especially in the, I think it was the first and the second season in 2018, where we've seen it a couple of times. Back then, the combo went, oh, there we go. The combo went more so with Greymane, Liming, but the idea is the same as we're seeing here. You have the burst damage available on some side, and then you're trying to set the kill up with variant. But that particular move in from QuackNiix nearly takes Lauber down, as he's trying to set it up for Tai. It was good damage against Wubby, but not enough yet. A lot of it will come through, though, when we have level 10 abilities, and I think with this setup it's very likely to see the Ring of Frost take. And then there it is again! Variant comes in, gets the taunt, and Jaina is ready for the damage and delivers it together with Henning just behind them, and that setup gets the kill right there. A few months back, you would have seen, instead of Ana, an immediate Tyrande pick together with this to get the follow-up stun with Tyrande and the Hunter's Mark. But right now, Tyrande has fallen out of fashion slightly since her Celestial Attunement got moved from level 7 to level 16. Still Water Elemental, not going into the Ring of Frost here, but with the first objective and the kill they just secured, they get the first fort in this game. There's a bit more aggression towards the top, where they nearly dropped the second one, and in the middle, the wall at least has fallen. But that's a pretty significant lead now for the team in blue. And Ana is still teasing, not taking the Nano boost right away, which would definitely empower Jaina a lot to get these kills, and there we have it. Nano boost has been claimed. On the other side, Muradin, obviously playing around the avatar here, and trying to use that. And let's see what else we are going to get with that. 1 kill against 0 so far. Again, our little setup. And with level 10, we also have now the ult on the side of Anduin. It doesn't surprise anybody that in this case he goes for Salvation here. Obviously no Light Bomb. You want to make sure that you protect the target against the variant combo. Oh, Jaina in this case needs to be really careful. If Tai gets low in one of these fights, then the combo is in danger, and it's definitely something that you heavily rely upon. That's actually something where also Falstad is going to help out with Boomerang. It's a perfect bullseye when Taunt comes in on any target, and if you unleash the boomerang damage on said target, you can get a lot out of it. But there are obviously a lot of tools on the other side too. I mean, we're talking about Blaze playing around with his fortified bunker. That is going to become a big option. We're having Muradin with a quick stun against Jaina that can always ruin the synergy of the play. And in addition to that, Anduin has a lot of tools here. QuackNiix, the jump into the bush, waits for the cooldown. Jump and a stun would be nice, but I don't think they have enough to threaten Chris. And look at Chris. Chris was always known as one of the safest players in Heroes of the Storm, to an extent where he never really moved out. And it is really a testament to how experienced he is that he doesn't even make a move there. He has no vision and he lets this one go. He says, yeah, no, you're not going to get me. A less experienced player would have moved out there, Muradin would have been able to connect the stun, and then a combo from Li Ming might have sealed the deal for Falstad, but he survives here. And therefore, with the objective, they can still fight the 5 versus 5 right there. So right now, the moves through the middle of the map, Marke, Wubby, Gulnar, they're going to look at objective number 2 and try to claim it, but they're also falling behind in talents in just a second. That level 13 advantage might just be enough for the Fanclub to grab another cavalry, and that's pretty impactful. This is a snowbally map, or at least it can be. And there's already the attack, as expected, with half a level lead. It's a single kill, by the way. 1 kill, all that happened so far in this game. But there's already the zone out against QuackNiix as he's forced back, went still onto his 3rd wind on level 1, so that's important. Lauber is looking for opportunities here the entire time to set something up for Tai to get another kill. But level 13 is going to be soon in the hands of the opponent. There's the Entomb, the setup, but Wubby is just out of the range of Blizzard. Eats a lot of damage, but it's by no means enough to really threaten a kill here. Not even the objective has been taken in any way yet. So that's another big point right there. But they're making their play for it again. 13, it's so close. It's so close. Falstad still in the middle. Varian gets attacked. Okay, protected. There's the 13 finally. And amongst other things, that gives us now also the lion speed plus the healing static. Riptire. And it's going to drop some damage onto Lauber. But it's not really going to threaten him in any way here. He's a little bit pushed away from the rest of the team though. But they're still going to be fine. There's, on the other hand, a channel that they have to deal with pretty soon. Also, talking about things you need to deal with. Double push through the bottom of the map. A lot of experience lost for the red team. And in addition to it, a slight threat to the wall. Again, the attack against Lauber. They're trying to set it up for a kill. Tai is sitting at the side there. Chris is moving in too. They're not letting the objective come in. Bunker just as we are seeing Leo drop the ult and go for the Entomb. Lauber has another 4 seconds. 3 now until he has his ult back up. And could set something up for Jaina here. Nano Boost has not been committed to yet. And Muradin hasn't really used his avatar either. So both of the teams are still holding back quite a bit. It's just about getting the position around the objective that they're looking at right now. And here we have it again. This time it's a channel for the blue team. And they have another push through the middle of the map where this fort is threatened. And from a structural perspective, they're already significantly ahead. They've taken the top fort, they've taken the bottom fort, they have the lanes pushing. And the mid lane is even more assailed, with Chris moving in over and over again just to unleash the boomerang onto the minions and moving away from it then shortly after. And that forces reactions out of the Vikings. They have to try and defend here, and at the same time, the 4-man is moving into the objective range to try and claim it. So they are slowly getting ahead on the structures. They're about to drop the fort in the middle. Jaina is pushing out the top lane, and with Catapult slowly pushing in, they are under pressure. The Vikings, that is. They need to be careful with this. 18 stacks on Muradin's level 1. Everybody hiding in vision again, trying to use the shrubs to their advantage. And Lauber at the front, always protected. Eats another Stormbolt, eats the combo barely. And Chris even committing to the Mighty Gust here. Didn't even have to. But Lauber was in danger. And the rest of the team already moved towards another camp to produce even more pressure on the lane. And Lauber with another Riptire. Easily protected here. Yeah, Riptire is not going to get too much for them. Bit of value, but not enough. But they are looking for the objective. And they might be able to get this one. Bit of a zone through Junkrat. That's already an important point. And they're starting to move in once again from the side. Another bunker ready for Wubby. And there it is. The taunt is there, but Gulnar has his trade up and is saving his teammates again. So far, Anduin is really coming through for the Vikings. And the Vikings are heavily ahead at this point. When it comes to the objective, that is obviously. The rest of the game, not so much, especially with 16 soon in the hands of the blue team. Alright, 4 down. They're going for the aggression, the taunt! Ah, but they can't get the kill. They can't get the kill and Wubby has to retreat. And 16 is so close right now. It's such a big talent. Keep in mind when this started 3 levels ago. This objective started around level 13 for the fan club, and now they're about to hit level 16. It's an incredibly prolonged fight, and we have only a single kill, but we might see the second. Chia low, and Chia dies. Junkrat down, 16 is there, and there's another Entomb against Anduin. They try to go in for the kill, the slows of Jaina, and that is kill number 2. 3 kills against 0. Another taunt against Blaze, and the body block attempt from Lauber. Leo has taken the objective in the meantime and is trying to defend it here. And this is a huge lead now for the fan club. They take another camp. They have 16 talents in their hands. They go for the objective in addition to it. And they want to just crush through the opponent here. It's game number 3 in the semifinals of the playoffs. In the winner bracket, of course. And the Vikings, if they lose this one, would drop down to the losers bracket. They would not be out of the tournament just yet. But of course, they want to fight their way back into this. And they actually had an incredible comeback on the second map on Infernal Shrines, but can they really pull that off once again in this game? Especially with Wubby getting attacked in the bot lane. Everybody is rotating against him. Everybody is rotating in. And Lauber, he wants the taunt, but the rest of the red team is also making sure that they're helping out their offlaner. But the cavalry is coming. The cavalry is coming, and with a 2-level lead and a talent advantage, the push is going to be powerful. The fan club, they want keeps now. They want to take the keeps, and every single keep that you eliminate takes down one of the armor shields of the raid boss on this map. And this is exactly what they're looking for. They want the bot lane, and it's the most likely to fall. Here comes the attack in the middle. In addition to that, talents are taken on 16 from the Vikings. They at least fight on even talents now. And they actually crush down on that cavalry in the mid lane with ease, but the bot lane is falling. They have no chance there. Bot lane is down, the Entomb not connecting, Copenhagen is missing it, and they're trying to go for the kill. Trying to go for it. Top lane, Cavalry still delivering a little bit of value for the fan club as the attack at the bottom of the map is continuing with Muradin missing the Stormbolt. And the top lane value, 1 tower down, second one is taking damage, and they're moving away. 1.5 level lead right now. Once again, entire setup moves towards the top, and guys, keep in mind, bosses are up. Bosses are up. And are they going for it, or are they just trying to set up a trap? It seems like they're going for the trap here. And they're taking the trap just far away from the opponent. Muradin is going to hit the Stormbolt. He's going to check. He's... Oh my god. Muradin! No! QuackNiix with a face check against the bush. Oh, he just moves in, and it's the perfect combo. Absolutely beautiful. Lauber with the taunt. Muradin doesn't have a chance. He didn't have a prayer here. Anduin did not have time to react either, and without any chance to activate Avatar. That's a dwarf disappearing act right now. Muradin pulls a bit of a Houdini, and that's a boss taken easily. This is the power of a variant taunt combination. You go in, you taunt, and you blow the target to pieces. False stats boomerang, Jaina's damage, and down they go. And Jaina on level 16, the Northern Exposure. That helps them so much right now if the setup is perfect to drop the target within half a second. QuackNiix didn't have a chance. Like, none whatsoever. Neither does this keep. This keep has no chance. Absolutely none. And that's the second armor upgrade that's going to be gone. Yeah, well, here comes Wubby, and Wubby is in trouble too. He drops the bunker, but he might still fall. Goes in and out of the bunker. Wubby gets attacked. There comes the Reptile, and they're still trying to defend. Good damage, actually. Jaina didn't ice block the damage. Nano boost is still in, and they try to get the kill against at least Leo, but as you can tell, that keep is down. Can they get a kill up here, though? And indeed they do. Leo goes down. Tai nearly getting a kill. Well, maybe not quite against Maka, but he was closing in on it. Yeah, they retreat. There's not a single fort that has been eliminated. Good dodge by Tai. We're seeing at the same time Falstad already in the middle of the map protecting the fort and ensuring that they get even more experience. It's going to be level 20, of course, for them. And that gives us, most importantly, Buried Alive, Wind Tunnel, Glory to the Alliance. Well, that's debatable. But still level 20 for him. Yeah, and there's now camps pushing through. Oh, well, there's actually a lot pushing through the top, through the middle. Falset is flying in. Are we going to see the wind tunnel? I don't really think so. He actually does it. Gets it into the corner. They want to go for Anduin. Can he get the connect? That's the buried alive, and that's a dead Anduin. The Crybaby is taken down, 5 kills against 1. Bot lane heavily pushing, they have to defend it. There's another boss up on the map, and there's obviously also a prisoner camp that is up for grabs too. Storm Talents in the hands of the Fanclub, 5 kills against 1, a 5 versus 4 on the map, and they're going for all the advantages that they have. They go for the objective, they go for the boss, they're pretty much taking everything they can right now. They want to seal the deal right here. Lauber anchoring the play towards the right side. Here comes the taunt, and there's the kill. Liming is dead, disappearing within a second. The power of a sniper comp revealed once again, and they are playing it in a perfect fashion here. They want the kill against Gia, and it looks like they might get the kill against Gia. The taunt, the kill, and there they go. Mid lane heavily attacked as we see the camp push through against the last keep of the game. 2 heroes down. Blaze is on the run, and Chris is going to get that kill. They get the kill against Chris, against Blaze, against Wubby. They get the last keep. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of it. They go for the core, and the Fanclub will advance to the grand final. Sorry, to the winner brackets final. To the winner bracket final of the HeroesHype Playoffs with a 2-1 victory against the Vikings, as the Vikings drop into the losers bracket. Fantastic series and great performance by the blue team. GG and well played.